At number 32, we've got Tyler Shaw, the rookie out of the 2025 class, who was expected to be the starting quarterback for the Saints. Coming off a season from Louisville, he looks like he'll be able to fill in the hole that Saints desperately need at quarterback, coming off a 3,000-yard season with 21 touchdowns. Justin Fields lands at 31 after signing a 2-year, $40 million contract, looking to make an impact on his new team. Last year in Pittsburgh, he performed decently well, making good throws, using his legs to avoid different pressures and situations. And he comes off a 1,000-yard, 5-touchdown season with 289 rushing yards, not to mention having Garrett Wilson as well. The Ohio State combination will be critical for Justin Fields and the New York Jets. Joe Flacco was number 30, as last year he put up 1,761 passing yards, 12 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and a decent passing rating of 90.5. He is back to being the quarterback for the Browns, as they needed a QB more than any team in the NFL in my opinion. The QB room is already looking mediocre, as rookies Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders seem to be doing well in training camp and preseason. However, I still expect Flacco to be the starter. Michael Penix enters year 2 with Atlanta at number 29 and is going to get a full season to prove to his organization and himself that he is the man to take over the franchise. And honestly, I'm really impressed with Michael Penix Jr. I think he will be the man for the Falcons coming up in the future and this year because he has an amazing deep ball and mobility and can avoid certain situations. And last year actually put up decent stats with a small sample size he played with. So look out for Michael Penix Jr. At number 28, we have Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited, with the New York Giants. Now, he leads the Giants after a decent job in Pittsburgh. He led the Steelers to the playoffs with a questionable offense. So I think he'll be a big upgrade for the Giants come this season, a bigger upgrade than Daniel Jones. But however, don't be surprised if Jackson Dart does start to fill in as well. Maybe half reps for Russell Wilson. And at number 27, we have JJ McCarthy, who the Vikings are going all in on in his second year. He was fantastic with Michigan. He played in a preseason game last year, but towards meniscus, which put him out for the season. He showed signs of what he could be in the Vikings jersey for years to come in that game, and he did actually play a preseason game as well. I think it was like last week on Saturday, and he played it pretty good, considering the fact that at number 26, we have Anthony Richardson, the quarterback for the Colts. Now, the tale of Anthony Richardson in the NFL has certainly been an interesting one, without a doubt. There's no doubt to me, though, that he has an excellent arm and great skills running-wise. How long will it be, though, until we see that consistency from Richardson that we've all been waiting for since his college days? But I do hope that he proves the media and the fan base all wrong, as he will be pretty good this season, in my opinion. At number 25 is your number 1 overall pick, Cam Ward. Cam Ward, without a doubt, is the best quarterback coming out from this draft class. Not only is he mobile, but he is so quick and makes quick decisions, and I know he'll blossom into being the next franchise quarterback for the Titans. So Titans fans, do not worry about Cam Ward, okay? Because I think he's going to get the least media attention, despite being the number 1 overall pick, which to me is insane. And I think he's going to put up incredible stats next year with the Titans and Calvin Ridley coming up soon in a couple of weeks. At number 24 is Tua. Tua, when healthy, is without a doubt a top quarterback in the league. But as of right now, with his health issue, particularly the concussions, he takes a major step back in the rankings. When healthy, though, without a doubt, he carries Miami and is the sole reason why they were back in the playoff push last season. However, do not be surprised if he does become a top 10 quarterback this season, as Miami desperately needs him to be healthy, and so did the fan base. At number 23, we have brand new Steelers quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Now, the Steelers quarterback, who signed to a 1-year deal heading into the season, is probably going to be really good for the Steelers with DK Metcalf and new tight end Jonnu Smith. I know Aaron Rodgers will blossom with Pittsburgh, as last season he actually had similar stats to Josh Allen, believe it or not. And I think he still showed tremendous signs of not slowing down with the Jets, despite their record not being there, because the Jets simply, as we all know, are not a good organization to be in. At number 22, we have my favorite team's quarterback, Bryce Young of the Carolina Panthers. So I'm a Panthers fan, and I'm a huge believer in Bryce Young, obviously. With what he did last season towards the end of the year, he showed poise, confidence, and extreme improvement from the start of the season, which is why, in my opinion, he's going to be the breakout quarterback in this year's NFL season. Coming up soon, Bryce Young. Get ready, people. At number 21, we have Sam Darnold, the quarterback for the Seahawks. Now, Sam Darnold, the man who had a career year in Minnesota last year and earned a mega contract of 3 years, $105 million, averaging $35 million a year. he put up amazing numbers last year, all career highs, with 4,319 passing yards, 35 touchdowns, and a rating of 102.5. He also has JSN and Cooper Kupp, which are amazing weapons for the Seahawks this year to utilize, and I expect him with that offense to be completely fine, and Kenneth Walker. Kicking off the top 20, we have Kyler Murray with the Arizona Cardinals. Now, Kyler Murray has shown flashes and continues for Arizona to provide that offensive production they need. He has Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison Jr. if the Cardinals use him, plus a good rush offense to James Conner. So, in my opinion, you have no problem in Arizona once again, as last year he put up 3,851 passing yards with 21 touchdowns. He can also use his legs as well, and I think he'll be pretty good with the Cardinals coming up again this season. At number 19, we have Geno Smith, the quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, in my opinion, I think he ranks in top 20 because he has shown consistent signs of performing and putting up good quarterback numbers, as last year he did put up 4,321 yards passing and 21 touchdowns, of course, passing. And I think it'll be pretty good with Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers, so watch out, including Ashton Jeanty, and a decent O-line now with the Las Vegas Raiders. At number 18, we have Matthew Stafford, the quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams. Now, I think he'll be healthy this season, as every year there seems to be a question mark regarding his health, but Rams fans do not worry, because I think Stafford will put up the same numbers he did last year and the years before that, because Stafford is the definition of a consistent quarterback. You know what you'll get with him. You'll get a dynamic playmaker, an absolute dog who gets things done and finds a way. At number 17, we have Brock Purdy, the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Purdy continues to prove doubters wrong, and not only San Francisco, but around the whole NFL. He makes quick decisions, protects the football, and lets the weapons around him shine. If you don't believe me, well, guess what? Ayuk, McCaffrey, Kittle at some point were all out during the season, and he still put up good numbers. So I think Mr. Irrelevant is only getting started, especially with that contract extension that he earned. At number 16 is Caleb Williams, a controversial pick for the Chicago Bears. Now, he entered year two in Chicago with sky-high expectations. He's entering year two with new head coach in Ben Johnson, and despite the circumstances of how he's playing in training camp, at number 15, we have Jordan Love, the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. Now, this might sound crazy, but if there's any dark horse MVP candidate going into this year, it's Jordan Love, in my opinion. If Jordan Love can cut down the unnecessary throws, the superhero type throws that he makes, and protect the football, we are going to see a dominant quarterback who could lead the Packers to a division title, which will be an interesting team to watch in the NFC North. Coming in at number 14 is Bo Nix, the quarterback for the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix had a phenomenal rookie year, surpassing everyone's expectations. He put up 3,775 passing yards with 29 touchdowns and a rating of 93.3. Not only that, but he set Bronco rookie records for passing touchdowns, completions, and touchdowns. So at number 13, we have Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'll be honest with you guys. Trevor Lawrence hasn't shown me signs of him becoming that number one overall pick we all thought from Clemson. Now, sure, he got a mega contract extension, which guarantees $200 million, but it's becoming more imperative in today's NFL to lock down quarterbacks, especially with the market. But hopefully this year, he takes up another step towards a healthy season with Brian Thomas Jr., and we'll see what happens. At number 12, we have Drake May, the quarterback for the New England Patriots. Drake May had a solid rookie year and now steps in as the unquestioned starter. He has one of the best arms in the league and is my potential breakout candidate with Bryce Young going into the season. He's very mobile out of the pocket and creates plays for his team. If he cuts down the interceptions and makes smart decisions, he will be a top QB in the NFL, in my opinion. At number 11, we have CJ Stroud, the quarterback for the Houston Texans. He just misses the top 10, but he is still incredible to watch if you are a Texans fan. He doesn't have a competent O-line, but still finds a way to get things done outside the pocket and makes incredible throws on the run. Last season, he finished with 3,727 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions, and I'm expecting that he'll only get better coming into this year with a brand new Nico Collins who's healthy. At number 10, coming into the top 10, here we go, is Dak Prescott, the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, this is pretty controversial, but he is, in my opinion, number 10, as he is going to be huge for Dallas' success in the upcoming season. Last year, he missed time because of a calf injury that put him out for the season. But we saw how heavily he was missed since the offense didn't have the man they needed. But when healthy, at number 9, we have Baker Mayfield, the quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield comes in at number 9, who put up absurd numbers last year with 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, and a rating of 106.8. He's an elite quarterback who has proven to be consistent year in and year out with the Buccaneers. Coming in at number 8 is Jared Goff, who's the quarterback for the Detroit Lions. Now, he's without a doubt one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Last season, he put up MVP numbers with 4,629 passing yards, 37 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions, and could be less if you take away that game for the Texans, and had an elite rating of 111.8. Now, there might be questions under the new offensive coordinator, John Morton, but regardless, it's Jared Goff, and I'm expecting the same production regardless. Coming in at number 7 is the quarterback for the Washington Commanders, Jayden Daniels. Daniels had a sensational rookie year, winning Offensive Rookie of the Year and leading Washington to the playoffs and the conference championship. Not only that, but he's dynamic as a runner and underrated as a passer and has an amazing arm. The future is incredibly bright for Jayden Daniels and the Commanders, who got themselves a gem from LSU. Coming in at number 6 is Jalen Hurts, who is a top-tier leader and a major red zone weapon. He's been consistent and tough, and with a strong supporting cast in Philly, he'll always be in the MVP conversation, and that is Jalen Hurts, who is a man in Philadelphia without a doubt. Here we go, the top 5. Justin Herbert starts it off, the quarterback for the Los Angeles Chargers. He has elite arm strength, and last year he put up huge numbers. With a new coaching staff that should play to his strengths, we could see his best season yet coming in. But despite the injury of Rashawn Slater, which will be a huge loss for the Chargers, I still think Justin Herbert is going to be really good with Ladd McConkey and new weapons coming in. Coming in at number 4 is Lamar Jackson, the quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens. Now, despite his inability to win the playoffs yet, he still had another MVP season, and he's finally telling the media about how he can pass the ball, which is pretty amazing how we've seen it not coming along as he improved. And of course, we all know what he can do with his legs, as he's one of the most fastest guys, most prolific guys in the NFL. As long as he's healthy, I think he'll be fantastic for the Ravens yet again, of course. And probably, in my opinion, this year will be their year for the Super Bowl. Coming in at number 3 is Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, you guys might be wondering, why is this man at number 3? Well, Mahomes remains one of the most feared players of football, without a doubt. He's a generational talent who elevates everyone around him. Even in years when the offense is stacked, he's always going to be in the Super Bowl conversation and MVP conversation. But I do think the quarterbacks I'm about to talk about next have a slight edge over him. Coming in at number 2 is the MVP of last season, Josh Allen, the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. Now, I think he's an amazing quarterback. I also think that with his fantastic arm and legs, there's no doubt he can win another MVP. But for me, it's not the MVP. For me, it's the Super Bowl. When can he finally get above that line? When can he get above that limit to make that Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl for Buffalo, which will have one of the best fan bases in the NFL, and continue every year to show that? At number 1 is Joe Burrow, the quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow is our top quarterback going into 2025. When healthy, he combines elite accuracy, processing, toughness, and leadership. He has it all. He's calm under pressure, sharp with the ball, and built to win big games. If he does stay healthy this year and put up the same numbers he did last season with Cincinnati, there's no doubt they have a real shot at Super Bowl. My only concern with the Bengals is their defense. How is their defense going to fare coming into the season? We all know they're going to lose huge pieces, and if there's any interest in that defense, it might be a problem for the Bengals. However, Joe Burrow will be the man to get them there, coming in at number 1 for our rankings.